husbands. With money scammed from her 7th husband, she entered a high-end club as a rich heiress. This club is supposedly for singles, pairing men and women with matches. In reality, it scouts top socialites for tycoons, finding great partners for elite women. And that's the reason women come here. The club actively invites men, but it's very strict with women. Basic fees hit 50 million alone, because the invited men are all the top heirs of Korean tycoons, as long as they can snag the wealthiest groom. A swift leap to success. And the best among the tycoons is a paralyzed tycoon worth billions like Caitlyn's husband. The ultimate dream for socialites, because they can inherit wealth effortlessly. They just need to wait patiently for the tycoon to pass on. As the founder, Caitlyn, this fine catch is surely for herself. That day, Rex Club invited a Black Diamond member, evaluating the man's appearance and wealth, along with various factors. The man outshone Caitlyn's hubby. He was several levels above. This made Caitlyn lament her early marriage. A table at such a high status doesn't have many requirements for choosing a partner, just simply wants to find true love. Cindy decided to throw a masquerade, let the table meet in secret, and have a soul clash with these socialites. This news happened to reach the one searching. Jenna, wife of candidate A, found out. Jenna quickly packed her things and left. She upgraded to a Black Diamond member, decided to go all in. Also learning of this news was, and the presidential candidate's wife. Women hold absolute power. If she can even marry Korea's top billionaire, she can gain both power and wealth. She can become a powerful figure in Korea, taking Cindy to the wilderness, using the land under her feet as a transaction. The woman hopes Cindy can help facilitate her daughter's marriage to Lee Hyun. Faced with immense wealth, Cindy simply cannot refuse. Soon, Korea's high makeup and masks. They wish they could crush all other women and then fall into Hyunju's arms. Cunning Jenna slowly walked into the venue. Her red dress made her the focus instantly. Dim lighting accentuated her stunning curves, made her the most desired woman to many men. But Jenna isn't interested in these commoners. Quickly, she set her sights on this one, a man wearing a golden mask, because she had already arranged this in advance. The wealthy tycoon, Lee Hyun-ju. She fixed her playful pose. She walked over with a bold stride, but she was too eager and bumped into a waiter. When she looked up, another woman had already made her move. This made Jenna grit her teeth in anger. She had no clue the golden masked man wasn't Lee. Cindy had anticipated interference, so she had the mask switched before the ball started. And the real wealthy man, Lee Hyun-ju, was the man wearing a white mask. Lee Hyun-ju immediately noticed Jenna in the red dress. He took the initiative to speak to Jenna, but at that moment, Jenna's gaze was on the golden man. She truly ignored him. Seeing the golden mask nearly taken by another woman, Jenna went all in. She rushed over and claimed the golden man, then pushed the man onto the stage. She showcased her charm to the fullest. Just as she was at her best, a tattoo on her shoulder caught another woman's eye. She was the wife Jenna had harmed. Wife of husband 7, Sister Jin. Sister Jin, the wealthy lady, a loving couple with a healthy child, the envy of all women. But overnight, she discovered that her beloved husband had betrayed her, and all their wealth had been transferred away. As she sank into despair, she saw her husband jump from the high tower. The man who abandoned Sister Jin wanted to marry Jenna. She realized she fell for Jenna's scheme. After the money, Jenna lost her trust. She denied having any relationship with him. During the company audit, she wept as she accused him with recorded audio. He took advantage of her when drunk and blackmailed him into embezzling funds to protect the company's reputation. The leadership had to fire him. Desperate, he left Sister Jin a regretful note before taking his life. It landed right on Sister Jin's car as she rushed over. In that moment, Sister Jin lost her family's pillar and earned the title of an unfaithful wife. Soon, the court seized all the family's assets. She had to move back in with her parents, taking her young daughter. One day, Sister Jin got a news alert, an invitation from a Lexus member. Sister Jin found it quite puzzling. At home, she found out it was from Mom. Couldn't stand to see her suffer like this. I sold all my belongings to get her a Lexus membership. I hoped she could find a husband richer than her ex. But now, Sister Jin has no thoughts of remarrying, so she took her membership card to the club to get a refund. The aspiring socialite, Saya House. After learning of Saya House schemes, Sister Jin decided to stay a member. Instead, she invested all she had in herself. She went to the masquerade as a black gold member. She aimed to reveal Saya House's misdeeds to the tycoons, to shatter Saya House's dream of marrying into wealth. After her husband's wrongful death, Sister Jin once caused the scene in Saya House's office. She vividly remembered Saya House's tattoo on her shoulder. Saya House's antics were still ongoing on stage. After a song, she feigned retreat. Yet, the golden man hardly reacted. Even less did he chase after her. As she had hoped, left with no choice, she had to turn back. She ran to the man's pool table. She brought her sultry allure to the max. She even broke the norm. She boldly sat right on the pool table. After lining up, she summed the shot. Instantly, she was met with applause. Finally, her bold move caught the golden man's attention. Naturally, the two found themselves alone, preparing for a deeper exchange. Just as Jenna was about to place it, Sister Jin appeared from behind. The schemer's plans were thoroughly disrupted. At this moment, Jenna still didn't know this woman was Sister Jin. She felt about this woman always staring at her. Just when Jenna was about to remove Sister Jin's mask to see who she really was, two poodles outside suddenly distracted her. Soon, this grand event was drawing to a close. Finally, the mask reveal. As the host guided, everyone took off their masks. Jenna was instantly stunned. The man she had flirted with all night was not behind you, and that ordinary masked man she had definitely ignored was the real top billionaire. Then it was Sister Jin's turn to remove her mask. A prime moment for revenge. From the audience, the still masked stone recognized her. Sister Jin was his first love, just as everyone awaited the drama. A divorced couple was, however, arguing bitterly and fighting. Seeing this, Jenna quickly left. Sister Jin's plan was thus inexplicably halted. One by one, the crowd left the venue. Jenna stubbornly blocked the golden masked man. To her shock, he wasn't a rich guy. At that moment, Henhouse turned to look at Jenna. Jenna stared wide-eyed at Henhouse. She couldn't risk everything she had. The opportunity she gained was wasted. After the banquet, everyone received the voting link for the matchmaking event. They were to choose someone. They wanted to continue dating. The chubby guy wildly clicked on all the women. Only kids make choices. Meanwhile, Tycoon Hyungju chose to abstain. The next day, Sister Jin found Cindy. She claimed she wasn't there for matchmaking. She just wanted to expose Jenna's true self and reveal how Jenna's wrongdoing caused her husband's death. She didn't understand how such a person could be let in. But Cindy said, as long as there's no criminal record, they objectively see this person as fine. She must become strong at all costs, strong enough to trample the world beneath her feet. That is the best revenge. The next day, Cindy went to see Hyungju and told her the masquerade vote. The one who voted for her was Jenna. This surprised Hyungju. She didn't get why a woman at the ball would vote for her. Sister Ko described Jenna's background. Though she's not from a wealthy family, if Hyungju agreed to date her, she can arrange for them both. After a moment, Hyungju decided to meet. Meanwhile, Cindy was planning her next big move. After all, she promised land from the candidate's wife was her ultimate goal. In the meantime, another client manager at the club called Sister Jin, informing her that someone voted to date her. She also told Jin that he was a big tycoon, recalling what Cindy had mentioned. If you want revenge, you must become strong. Sister Jin agreed without hesitation. Later that night, both couples ended up at the same hotel. Clearly, this was part of Cindy's cunning plan. She wanted Sister Jin to disrupt Jenna's date with Hyungju. This way, Jenna wouldn't suspect a thing. She could also introduce the candidate's daughter to Hyungju. Out of curiosity, Hyungju bluntly asked Jenna, yet chose to go on a date with him. It looked a bit pitiful seeing you standing there alone. At that moment, Hyungju didn't know that Jenna's true target had always been him. Plus, she had already figured out his identity and background, yet she pretended not to know. I heard you work in gaming. What's your company called? Table. Hearing the name of a top Korean game firm, Jenna felt a strange thrill. Saw the woman looking odd. Hyungju questioned her curiously. I spent 3 months out wide. Actually shared so much in common with him. But truly, Jenna never gamed, let alone spend money on equipment. Meanwhile, the man dating Sister Jin oddly became infatuated and harassed her. In despair, she caught her first love. The man was the golden-faced guy from the ball. He had a hidden identity as well. He was Cindy's husband's real son. As a child, his dad abused him and his brother. His mother was thrown out by dad. After his brother's tragic past, Stone lived alone with his mother. After mom's death, Stone figured it out. He aimed to return to his cruel dad to reclaim what was rightfully his. Just at that moment, Sister Jin saw Jenna and Hyungju sitting opposite. Jenna also saw Sister Jin. She panicked and left with Hyungju secretly. That night, Jenna finally got into the bed of the big tycoon. Looking at the shining diamond ring in her hand, Jenna dreamed of being a tycoon's wife. But in reality, Hyungju just wants to have some fun with her. That day, Jenna met Hyungju as usual. After dinner, Jenna wanted to deepen their bond, but Hyungju turned her down. Jenna didn't want to end their date just like that, so she offered to take Hyungju home. They found Sister Jin walking out of Hyungju's house. After questioning, they learned that Sister Jin had actually become Hyungju's son's tutor. Jenna realized everything was in Sister Jin's hands. This made Jenna uneasy, so she deliberately spoke ill of Sister Jin. Had forgotten something in return. This aroused Hyungju's suspicion. He tightly grabbed Sister Jin's hand. Hyungju wanted to know Sister Jin's true intentions. He even subjected her to humiliation. Sister Jin was infuriated. After pushing him away in anger, she said she'd quit after tutoring her son till exams end. On her way back, Jenna blocked Sister Jin's path. She warned Sister Jin to stay silent before Hyungju, otherwise she'd pay a heavy price. Just as their conflict was heating up, Cindy was also taking action. Without Jenna's consent, she started planning. The candidate's daughter is set up with Hyungju. She is not only a renowned professor in Seoul, she comes from a prominent family. Under Sister J's persuasive words, Hyungju unexpectedly felt something. As the wife of a top tycoon, she shouldn't be with a frivolous woman like Jenna, but should be someone knowledgeable like Michelle. A gentle and kind lady, Jenna was only arranged by Sister Jane. Merely as a comparison, after finding out Cindy set up a date for Hyungju, Jenna went to the matchmaking venue to confront Cindy. Miss Jenna, do you think that diamond ring is just a simple gift? But Cindy showed her no mercy, hitting right at Jenna's weak spot. Back home, Jenna looked at the dove, the tiny diamond ring, lost in thought. She thought Cindy did have a point. So that night, Jenna sought out Hyungju's home. In front of the wealthy family, dismissively tossed the 10-carat ring on the table, showing that it meant nothing to her, and told Hyungju to stop being wistful, as it made her uncomfortable. She then gracefully turned and walked away. She controlled every second perfectly. Feigning a delay, she returned to Hyungju with a furious face. The most important show began. You know what? I had no interest in you from the start. I met you because Cindy kept recommending you. But it seems you don't understand respect at all. Jenna lashed out with blame. It truly left Hyungju uneasy. She observed Hyungju's subtle expressions. She instantly called for a breakup. Then she smoothly turned and left. This was her top mind game. And Lee Hyung-soo, as expected, he indeed reached out to stop her. Her usual tricks allowed her to, and again, capture the heart of the tycoon. Meanwhile, it was also time for her to quit, so she went to the boys' house. She found out the boys scored 100. Sister Jin was very happy. During her tutoring sessions with the boy, they bonded very well. Feel the warmth of having a mother. At night, Sister Jin announced in front of Hyungju that she would resign as a tutor. Both the boy and Hyungju's mother were stunned after learning it was because of his father that Sister Jin resigned. The boy, already biased against his dad, left disappointed. That night, when Hyungju met his son and spoke of Sister Jin, the boy openly expressed his fondness for Sister Jin. Hyungju looked puzzled. He couldn't quite understand why. What was so good about that woman to avoid upsetting his son? The next day, Hyungju invited Sister Jin to his home again. He thought Hyungju misunderstood him all along, so he expected insults this time, which took Sister Jin by surprise. This also shocked Sister Jin. Moreover, Hyungju also lowered himself and invited Sister Jin to be his child's tutor once more. His sincerity was enough for Sister Jin to not refuse. Sure enough, the boy aced the test again. Hyungju was thrilled to hear the news. Emily, they went on a yacht getaway. While fishing, the boy accidentally cut his finger. Sister Jin nervously and carefully bandaged his wound. See such a touching and warm moment. Hyungju couldn't help but feel differently about Sister Jin. Then, there was an unexpected touch, drawing their hearts closer. Jenna found out Sister Jin grew close to Hyungju. Using her status as a lawyer, she sold Sister Jin's company house. This left Sister Jin and her daughter homeless. Just as Sister Jin was packing her bags, Jenna rushed over right away. She teased Sister Jin for being out of reach. Having just lost her husband, she was quickly flirting with men. Just after Jenna left, Stone appeared at Sister Jin's house. He said he had paid off her loan. Mother and daughter didn't have to move, they could stay here. Sister Jin was bewildered. The next day, Jenna was furious upon hearing the news. In fact, all these years Stone had been infatuated with Sister Jin, and Cindy learned about their subtle relationship. Struck with an idea, she told Stone that she had a way to win Sister Jin. The next day, she gathered everyone for a party, including her paralyzed wealthy husband. At the party, Sister Jin dazzled in a long dress. Stone couldn't take his eyes off her, so he planned to show Sister Jin to his dad. When the old man learned Sister Jin was divorced and had a child, he immediately opposed. Meanwhile, Cindy pretended to soothe him. This was exactly what Cindy wanted. She knew the old man was strict but bright. She aimed to create rift between them to profit from their conflict. Sister Jin just couldn't take the bias and left. This prompted Stone and Hyungju to chase after her. The two men vied for Sister Jin's favor. Jenna just happened to see the scene. She rushed forward and loudly scolded Sister Jin, claiming she had bad intentions from the start. They even shared a fake recording. Sister Jin was not about to back down. It bore Jenna's name. This was enough to confirm her past scandal. Jenna was instantly stunned. The boss suddenly stood up. It was bad-mouthing Sister Jin. He had been bribed by Jenna days ago, but in the next moment, cunning Jenna couldn't have anticipated Hyungju had secretly checked. He understood the whole story. The man got early release thanks to Hyunju's costly bail. The boss then revealed recordings from years ago of Jenna framing Sister Jin's husband. The schemer's truth is out. Soon after, the police arrived as usual and took Jenna away. But to everyone's surprise, it was clear these were fabricated. The media also dug up news about Hyungju's company being acquired. The storm came too quickly. Hyungju was momentarily at a loss. Due to this negative news, stocks plummeted. This upset the shareholders. At that evening's shareholder meeting, shareholders from America demanded Hyungju step down as CEO. The next day, desperate Hyungju, he found the congressman running for president, hoping he could leverage his political influence to drop the tax probe of his firm. Facing Hyungju's request, the congressman readily agreed, but he had one condition. That was for Hyungju to marry the woman he chose. When he saw the woman looking in was Jenna, Hyungju was suddenly confused. She didn't understand what this woman was up to. She had trapped him like this. Jenna was the congressman's hidden kid. The congressman feared she'd harm his career and deny her, but Jenna came with a paternity test. It was crucial time for the presidential race. If his rivals caught wind of it, all his efforts would be in vain. Thus, to make Jenna disappear from his world, he agreed to set a series of traps to have Hyungju marry Jenna. Jenna's vengeance continues. Sister Jin's daughter was headed home from school. A truck struck her and sent her flying. Sister Jin was shocked by the call. At the hospital, she saw her daughter barely hanging on. The doctor told Sister Jin if she doesn't wake up in 2 weeks, there might be no turning back. At that moment, Cindy walked in. They showed Jenna making a deal with the reckless driver. Sister Jin clutched the photo tight. She swore to make Jenna pay. At home, among her husband's belongings, Sister Jin discovered a shocking secret. It was a video of Jenna with her husband. You know, that man on TV is my real father. Sister Jin finally got it. The reason the congressman defended Jenna so eagerly was because of this connection. She warned him to pay for her daughter's pain. He must face the cost for her child, otherwise she'd expose everything. But the congressman stayed calm. He had his guards out Sister Jin. The old man had fought most of his life for this presidential election. He would not allow Sister Jin to ruin everything. We can't sit back, help me take her down. Then the night came. As Sister Jin was driving home, she was suddenly blocked by 2 cars. Lying in the trunk of a car, a woman took a picture with her phone. Then this car was sent to the junkyard. Meanwhile, the congressman's wife was standing by, holding her phone to record Sister Jin's car being crushed. Job well done, congressman. The next evening, Jenna visited a luxury hotel at Hyungju's invite. Today, I will announce our engagement. What? Such a big deal can just slide by quietly. Jenna was stunned upon hearing this. She could hardly believe her ears. Happiness arrived quietly without even a greeting. After her relentless efforts, she finally wore a beautiful wedding dress. Hyungju took her hand and slowly walked into the hall. Meanwhile, the venue was filled with guests and reporters, and Hyungju was about to announce his engagement to Jenna. But when the big screen turned on, what showed up was news about the president, a story on the candidate's secret daughter. This scene took Jenna by surprise. Her body involuntarily twitched. At this moment, reporters saw the shocking reveal. They rushed to leave to interview the senator, but Hyungju stopped the reporters, claiming that the bride before you was the main character of the news. The reporters instantly gathered around, seeing the truth come out. Jenna felt that she was doomed, and the senator was furious upon seeing the news. He commanded his wife to quickly sort this out for him, but the wife confessed to the senator she had no part in Sister Jin's death. The senator angrily grabbed her by the neck. At that moment, Sister Jin walked in to save Madam. The police waiting outside rushed in to take the congressman away. Behind bars, Sister Jin saw her struggling to join a rich family. Jenna, she had no regrets at all, but she thanked Sister Jin for making her wish come true, for her true wish was to ruin her own father. At the story's end, when Hyunju's firm went west before, Sister Jin offered to marry